What's going on, guys? It's Greg here today, and this is the H4 Blixen setup you guys will be seeing in the video today. Hopefully you guys will go ahead and give this a try and let me know. It's actually not my class setup, it's actually for my friend Jor, so if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go ahead and check out Jor. Links will be in the description. But anyways, I am going to be using the Blixen today, and this is Jor's setup. As I said, I have my own setup with it, which the differences are the barrel and the stock. That's the two differences between my build and his build. And I really do not know which one I like more right now, because my build, I mean, I'm used to the recoil on it. This one recoils a little bit different than, you know, my own build. So I'm not really too used to the recoil on it. This is the first game I used it. So it does have some recoil. There's not a lot, but it changes like direction like one or two times, and that's where it like throws me off, because I'm not used to the muscle memory of where I need to really be aiming at, or like when it changes direction stuff, so I readjust my thumbstick. So that's like the problem there, and why I'm not really used to it. But other than that, this thing is dominant, and one of the biggest tips about this gun is it basically has like the built-in tracker perk. And what I mean by this is not the footsteps. Right here, I just want to point this out real quick. I thought there was a guy in the corner over here, and I did see that guy walking, but I didn't think he noticed me, so I was just gonna like go for him after, but it was just like a really stupid mistake. But you know, I ended up getting a triple V2 rocket, so I guess that maybe if I didn't make that mistake, maybe I wouldn't have got the triple V2. You know, you never know. Anyways, so as I was saying, about the built-in tracker perk is this gun has no enemy skulls when you kill them. So what this means is whenever you kill somebody with this gun and with this specific barrel on, whenever you kill somebody, there will be no skull icon that shows up on the screen, which if you don't know what a skull icon is, it pretty much is where one of your teammates has recently died. You guys can see a white skull right there. That means a teammate has recently died over there. And whenever you have the tracker perk on, or you're using a barrel that says no enemy skulls, what that means is that the enemies will not see those skulls when you kill that player. So basically, if they don't know, you know, the communication from that player, or they don't look at their mini map at that area, they're not going to know someone has recently died there. And I think that's what honestly made this triple V2 rocket possible, because that perk, so if you guys don't know, back in Modern Warfare 2019, in Ground War and 10v10 especially, the tracker perk was often regarded as like the best perk 3 to run. And the main reason for this was also because of the skulls. And you could pretty much just be like a ghost on the map, and no one would ever be able to find you. And you could pretty much just like farm people because of that one perk in the game. And nobody really used it for the footsteps. Pretty much everybody used it for the purpose that you just don't show the skulls when you kill somebody. And whenever you're going up against solo players, that really hides a lot of information that you might think is kind of obvious, but at the same time you're like, maybe I'm not too worried about that, who looks at the skulls anyways? But you really do, because if you're not looking at your radar and you see a skull nearby, you're like, okay, maybe someone's close, you know. And especially the more casual players, I feel they're less focused on their minimap, they're more focused on their surroundings, so they're gonna be looking for those skulls. And whenever you're in like a lobby that has, you know, maybe not the greatest players out there, a lot of the times you can get away with that perk helping you out a lot. So it's actually what causes a lot of really high scoring gameplays, and that's why a lot of people used to use it back in Modern Warfare 2019. And I didn't really use it much in this game because of how horrible the spawns are in this game. I felt forward intel was the best perk to run, because knowing when the spawns are going to flip, in my opinion, was a lot better than being able to hide the skulls. But having both, on the other hand, whenever you have a gun and the barrel itself is actually pretty decent, that will hide the enemy skulls, you guys can see what it does. But the recoil on it, that's the downside to this barrel. It does take away your recoil control, and while it's definitely something I can get used to over time, it does feel a little strange, especially being used to the Blixen, like literally never moving. Like my setup, pretty much this gun does not kick whatsoever, and if it does, like, it's very minimal. And then I'm using this one, which, I mean, again, it doesn't move much, but whenever it changes direction, because I don't feel that directional change with the setup I normally use, and with this setup, I feel that directional change with the recoil, and if I'm not prepared for that, it can completely throw off my aim in a gunfight, and it can make me pretty much lose a gunfight. So it's just a matter of practice with it. I honestly, if I could really recommend a setup, I honestly feel like I would recommend this setup more over mine, because mine is slower, if it makes sense. It's not really as fast of a build, and this one is a lot more forgiving with your sprint to fire time, your ADS time. Like, everything is super, super fast. So I would recommend this build over mine just for that reason. Mine's more like a submachine gun trying to ego chow ARs across the map with high mobility, or medium mobility, I should say. And the reason I run that is because I'm an AR player at the end of the day. Like, I'm not really a sub player. And I love the accuracy of ARs and long range and all that kind of stuff. And normally, whenever I use rifles, I'm trying to use a gun that's going to hit people at very long range. It's just my playstyle. So a lot of the times I try to kit out my guns to pretty much act as an AR, even if they're not. So this one's more... this one's more of a traditional sub build, because it's more about the speed rather than the recoil control. It's about really getting in people's faces. And right here, I actually fell out the window. I was trying to sit up top on like a little perch, but I honestly thought I was going to die and I was not going to get my double, but I ended up getting my double right there anyways. So that was kind of just luck, I guess. Another thing I want to make mention of is if you guys aren't using auto tac sprint, I don't really think it's necessary to run as it might have been in Modern Warfare 2019, because you could in that game, like, you could refresh your tactical sprint by slide canceling all over the map. But in this game, I feel that it's a little bit of a different story. Like, it's not as useful. I actually had auto tac sprint off for the longest time, and I only turned it on because I was playing Warzone for a bit during Season 4. So yeah, I turned it on, and I have, like, never really adjusted to it. I feel like my movement has just been horrible since I turned it on, because I'm always, like, over moving on things, and I find myself falling off ledges or struggling to get up certain areas just because of ATS, because I've always, throughout my entire time playing, never really used it, so I'm used to having that fine-tune normal walking and sprinting, and then being able to choose when I want to hit a tactical sprint. And to be honest with you guys, I think it has its pros and cons. I want to talk about tactical sprinting here a little bit, because I know a lot of aggressive players love to use auto tac sprint, but I kind of feel auto tac sprint, while it is really overpowered whenever you need to make a crazy ego shell on somebody, maybe while you're weak and they're trying to push you, I feel that overall you have a disadvantage, because when you don't have auto tac sprint on, a lot of the times you're just going to be normal sprinting, and you have a faster sprint to fire time when you're normal sprinting, almost like half of a tactical sprint. So you're able to get your gun up way faster, and you're able to like, kill a lot more people easier whenever you're, like, there's someone you don't expect to be there, or they don't expect you to be there. And I feel that without auto tac sprint, you get that advantage. But there is one problem that I really just do not like about that, and it is, ever since I started using ATS, my thumb is, like, thankful. Okay, before I started using ATS, from playing a lot of Call of Duty and new gen Call of Duty where tactical sprinting exists, I actually developed a problem with my thumb, and it's called trigger finger, or trigger thumb. And if you don't know what that is, basically your thumb is like, think of it as like it's snapping, right? And it's really painful, and like my tendon, it's basically like having tendonitis in your hand. And I got that from playing COD, no joke. So even though my movement has been suffering, I feel like eventually I'll get used to having auto tac sprint on, even though it's been on for a little while. All those years of having fine-tuned control over my aim, my thumb is thanking me, because I took like a month break from COD for a while, and my tendonitis in my hand, or trigger thumb, whatever you want to call it, actually went away. I was treating it, and I stopped playing controller, and I stopped, like, gaming for about a month and a half or so earlier this year, and my trigger thumbs go on. And ever since I stopped like double clicking the sprint button over and over again, not only am I saving my hand, but I'm also saving my controller, and I'm not breaking controllers as often. So I guess it's healthier and it's better for both your hands and your controller. And I mean, honestly, I recommend turning on auto attack sprint for that reason. But yeah, that ended up fixing my issue. So I got a little bit to work on, gotta work on my own gameplay a little bit, and get used to trying to actually maneuver the map with auto attack sprint. I really haven't been focused on it, just kind of running around like a headless chicken, because it's been fun. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you all in the next one, and have a great day. Peace out.